Yeah. Count it again. You always do. I watch you polish lies like they were heirlooms. Gold-plated teeth in a mouth full of dead truths. You shake hands like it's currency exchange. Every smile indexed to personal gain. You preach family from a boarded up house. Sell loyalty cheap and jack the price when it's out. You call it ambition, I call it elite. You will bleed through your suit every time that you speak. Your prayers sound better when nobody's fed. Your morals go missing when money gets said. You don't burn bridges, you lease them then torch. Collecting the ash like it proves your worth. You swear it's survival, you swear it's a climb. Funny how necessary looks just like a crime. You don't fear how you feel, coming up short. So you hollow the room just to feel more important. You don't want the world, you want receipts, and proof that someone else is beneath your feet. You lie so clean, you start to believe it. Choke on the truth and blame the oxygen. If greed's a god, you're on your knees, tongue out begging for another piece. You call it win and I call it right. A throne made of bones, you forgot you bought. You talk about risk like you've ever bled, like you didn't stack the deck, then bet on red. Every failure you own is a foot, no lie. Every success gets framed like it fell from the sky. You love a crowd when it's chanting your name. Disappear the second there's heat or blame. You sell the cure then poison the well. Act surprised when it all goes to hell. You got rich off pretending you're self-made, but your shadow's full of faces you erase. You say this business like it absolves a sin. Nah, that's just greed with a PR spin. You keep score like gods, watching numbers, not scars. Like the debt doesn't follow you out to the dark. You're scared if you stop. There's nothing inside, just a voice that whispers you're living a lie. You don't want the world, you want control. A ledger that tells you you still got a soul. You lie so often, it's muscle memory. Truth feels foreign, like a threat to your identity. If greed's a god, you're baptized in smoke, drowning in gold while the rest of us choke. You call it power, I call it loss. A crown that costs more than it ever gives back. Say it's just numbers, say it's just how it is. Say nobody got hurt if you don't hear them scream. But when the lights die and the noise goes thin, tell me who the fuck are you without the win? You don't want the world, you want immunity, a free pass in with your own mythology. You lied your way up, now you're boxed in tight, haunted by echoes you bury alive. If greed's a god, enjoy the prayer. It never answers, it just keeps you there. You gained the throne, you lost the plot. All that you own is what you're not. Count it again. You always do.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to another Macroeconomic show where we're obviously going to get into a little bit of degenerate live day trading. Today, it is a beautiful Tuesday, January the 6th, and I'm so happy you guys could join me today. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Who do we have today? WMD, Uno Moment, Strawberry, Blonde, Trex, Mr. Kennedy, apologize in advance, another Trex, and another Trex. We have triple Trex, Nightbops in here, Earthworm, Wyoming Upland Outfitters, Rumblebot, Ched Rot, Pilly Hepper. I feel like you made your name that just to screw with me. Out of compliance. Anyway, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm so happy you guys could join me today at the crack of dawn. It's 9 a.m. I'm not even sure if the sun is up yet. I don't even know if farmers are in the fields yet, but here we are putting in another honest day's worth of work. We have a lot of things to go over this morning. First of all, I'll prep you up for just the major macro news of what's happening in the market. We have some news related to the craziness of Venezuela. And then I want to give you an update of what happened to me in my trading yesterday. For those of you who didn't catch my Twitter post, I ended up losing $5,000 on all of my Apex accounts, all the bigger ones. I have 20 accounts, 15 of them are bigger, as in they have larger buffer. They all went from 83 down to 78,000. I lost $5,000 on 15 accounts, aka 75K, and I want to break down what happened. There were two crucial rookie mistakes that basically made me have a sleepless night because it was completely stupid, but it goes to something little like this. At the end of the day, right when those bots run at 350, 10 minutes ago in the end of the day, I thought I was getting out of a position, and I did. Great, awesome. I didn't realize that I left orders open, so before you knew it, and I'm normally trading one contract, I was in a position of 3 contracts in the opposite direction that I wanted, and that was stupid enough. And I could have gotten out for a loss of like 1.5, 2K, but instead of accepting that, I ended up doubling down. I added to the position. I went from 3 to 6 to cut the differential in half to try to get out for break even. And guess what? It very much went against me. And before you knew it, I doubled up the loss. Like I said, 2 rookie mistakes, a fat finger mistake, leaving an order on the chart, 100% my fault. I should have known the volatility of the 350 bots was going to screw me over, and it did. And instead of just handling it like a mature trader, I tried to quote unquote save it, and I saved it by trading 6 contracts. I doubled up from 3 to 6, which is so silly because when you guys see me, I'm trading 1, I'm trading 2, I'm setting my stops to break even. So basically I let one rookie charting mistake lead into one very rookie maturity mistake, and obviously the accounts are fine. Like I still have $27,000 worth of buffer. I think some have 28, some have 29. So it's not like my accounts are on the verge of blowing up or anything like that. It's just more frustration at myself. I'm sure many of you guys in here who have been trading for any amount of time, there's certain mistakes that you make that you knew it was just 100% avoidable. It's one thing when price action just goes against you and you're like, okay, cool, I just picked it wrong, and hey, sometimes that's how price action goes. But when the mistake itself is just fully on you, it's not price action, as in I just left orders on the chart, it just... the anger of it, I think, is more of the thing that sticks in my mind than anything else. So obviously when things like that happen, I understand, and I was talking to a lot of my trader buddies about this last night. Obviously the logical comment is this, is like, okay, it's water under the bridge. Don't carry it with you moving forward. Just small base hits to get back, like kind of get back on the horse. And yes, that is the logical advice that anyone will give you, is when you make a misstep like that, learn from the misstep, move forward, don't be silly, like that type of a thing. Like just keep the train on the tracks. And as much as that is phenomenal logical advice, it's sometimes hard emotionally to catch up to that. Sometimes it's very difficult to get over the emotional anger of the situation. And that's kind of the point, just to be completely honest with all of you guys, of where I'm at today, is I'm just angry at myself still. So I wish I could be like a goldfish and forget about it and just be like, okay, here are the accounts. I have a ton of buffer and I'm going to trade slowly and surely and stick to the system and do what I did, because that's how I grew the buffer to begin with. And of course, that is good advice. But to all of you who have maybe given that advice, but then you're stuck in the situation where I am, where you're like, okay, I know logically that's what I need to do, but I'm still carrying just like all this self-resentment with me. I wish I had the magic sentence or two to tell you guys to get over it. And if I can figure it out, I'll let you know. But that's honestly where I'm at this morning, is like, I know I'm not in danger of losing the accounts. It's just frustration at myself. Like just straight up frustration at myself. So folks, if you happen to be in there, of course, the logical advice is just take it day by day. Don't try to, I suppose, get it back right away and break your system and take on more risk and trade bigger, because yeah, you might get it back, or you might make the hole that much deeper. You might make the problem that much bigger. So basically, I don't know how I'm going to trade today. It's just the second day of the week. Here we are, Tuesday. But maybe if you guys end up seeing me spazzing out and trading 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 contracts today for no good reason, not putting my stops to break even, definitely feel free to yell at me, because that obviously means that the train is once again going off the track. So for right now, this is my goal. My goal is to take it slow and steady. I don't necessarily have a daily profit target in mind to make this back, but what I do want to do is a lot of high quality trades, and I'm defining a high quality trade as trading with trend and on a certain movement in my favor, putting the stop to break even. So I just want to do that. And if the market gives me $5 today, I'll take $5. If the market gives me $3,000, I'll take $3,000. But all I want to do is put together a succession of high quality trades where I'm trading with trend. I'm not trying to just like do random trades. I want to look at price action. I want to look at price momentum, structure, and options flow. I want to see everything coalesce into one direction, whatever that direction is, bullish or bearish. Today, I'm guessing it's going to be bullish. Whatever that direction is, I want to take that directional trade, a little movement in my favor, stop to break even. If we keep trending, we keep trending. If not, I'm out for break even. So that's the plan. I don't have a profit target, because sometimes profit targets, you just don't know what the market's going to give you. Maybe it gives me a little bit of money. Maybe it gives me no money. Maybe it actually takes money away, even doing high quality trades. So my goal for today and really the remainder of the week is not specifically to say, hey, like I'm going for this amount of money and that's it, like life's over, or if I lose this. Yes, obviously I care about the magnitudes of gains and losses. If you say that you don't care about it, like what's the point of trading? But in reality, all I want to do is put together, ideally Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, a just endless succession of high quality decision trades. And then whatever the market gives me is what the market gives me. So that's the goal. If you guys have more questions or details of how this all went wrong, like I said, stupid rookie mistake, leaving orders on the trade or on the screen, that executed trades just because I wasn't using OCOs. I used like OCOs, order cancels orders. I just had like sells and buys, and I got out of one of the sells, and then we had buys still on the chart, or maybe it was like vice versa, whatever it was just absolutely silly. So rookie mistake, and I could have ended the day down maybe 1.52k from that mistake, and instead I tried to fix it, and fixing it made it 2x worse. So that's just where I'm at. But slowly and surely, I want to make this back. So that's kind of a little bit of insight of what happened to me. Great day until literally 3:50. That's when the bots run, the market on close bots, 10 minutes to go. But hey, I'm trying my best to just keep my mental, I suppose, fixation on the fact that it is water under the bridge. It's a new day. You got to take it day by day, and let's see how this goes. Speaking of that, stock futures are little change after the Dow rises to record on U.S. capture of the Venezuelan leader. So right now in pre-market trading, the SPY is slightly below its closing value. The Qs are slightly above its closing value. Bitcoin is still holding 94,000, and my renewed interest in the AI trade is very apparent because I'm seeing some interesting movement in really the entire AI sector. So across the board, we are neutral, leaning bullish. I would say that's a fair synopsis of what's going on this morning. Taking a step back to look at the giant geopolitical news, Venezuela's new leader is the oil industry's longtime ally. This is not the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Maria Machado. This is Delcy Rodriguez, and apparently she's just buddy with the oil industry. Feel free to read this breakdown on Bloomberg, but I just want to let you know, Ms. Rodriguez here is, as of now, kind of like the pseudo leader, the person in control of Venezuela. Trump's administration has spoken to multiple oil companies about Venezuela, according to White House officials. Apparently, Chevron is like the big winner from all of this. Obviously, we're very close to the actual news, so things can still very much change. But if you just look at what the commentary is and the stock market reaction, these individual company stocks, it does look as if Chevron is leading the world of energy higher and higher and higher. Just to give you a little bit more details here, I think the big winner here is going to end up being some of these individual companies. I think it's going to be people who pay for energy and oil here in the US. I do believe prices are going to go down. I believe one of the very big losers is going to be Canadian oil companies, just because they're like, in terms of us as a buyer, well, we might now have another option. Of course, this is also going to have negative impacts on the world of Russia, Cuba, Nicaragua, so other things to consider. But in terms of active plays you could do, Yeah, I think individual companies such as I would say ExxonMobil, I would say Chevron are going to look good. You could look at the energy ETF of the S&P 500, basically the subsector, the energy sector of the S&P 500. The ticker symbol is XLE. Once again, XLE. Feel free to check that out. I don't find energy plays to be that exciting. If I had to trade it right now, I would either be trading oil or natural gas in the world of futures. Right now, oil is slightly up, but obviously from this whole, I guess, commotion, natural gas is taking a pretty considerable hit. Maduro says he was kidnapped as prisoner of war in New York court, pleads not guilty. So Maduro, the most recent president of Venezuela, the guy that Trump just stole from his own country, he was in court yesterday. Obviously, he's pleading not guilty. So right now it does... I am by no means any lawyer at all. I don't know anything about the legal process, but from the little bit I do understand, it sounds like both sides of this, the prosecution and the defense, have, for one reason or another, selected the option that's going to make it take longer. This is not going to be a speedy trial, so most likely going to be taking some serious time. And also, maybe this is some tinfoil hat conspiracy theory stuff. I'm also starting to read more and more that this might have been a prearranged deal with the United States. So once again, I fully understand that is some tinfoil hat conspiracy theory stuff, but also I would like to point out that recently the conspiracy theorists over the past couple of years have been right on a lot of things. So whether he did or did not cut a deal prior to all this, I don't know. I wasn't there. This might surprise you, but I was not consulted on this whole thing, but just wanted to, I guess, call out some of the things that I am reading. Trump's Greenland logic spells trouble for Europe and NATO. So even yesterday, I covered an article related to Trump wanting to take over Greenland for national security, and a lot of people laugh it off of like, oh my God, like what does that even mean? Why would we need Greenland for national security? In fact, where it is on the globe, it's very, very important to waterways, not only from a defense security perspective, but also from a shipping perspective. And right now, China and Russia control a lot of it, specifically China. So it's actually not a laughable matter of this whole concept of like Trump wanting to take over Greenland. Now, do I think we're going to take it over and it's going to be part of the U.S.? No, but I think some sort of deal is going to be struck where we have a base there, we control the waterways. And remember, Greenland itself is not its own independent company or country. It kind of is, but technically Denmark owns it, even though they have their own political regime in Greenland. So it's kind of a weird thing right now, and obviously Denmark's not happy about it. But similar to the whole Venezuela thing, this idea of like, oh, go cry to the international police about what the U.S. is doing, and then you realize that the U.S. is the international police. So this idea of like, who are you going to go cry to? Well, okay, maybe no one's going to be listening. Greenland PM brushes off U.S. takeover fears after Trump's Venezuela intervention. I want to be clear, I don't think we're going to take over Greenland, but I do believe that there's going to be political pressure from the U.S. side for some sort of deal for more bases and control of the local waterways. I think that's going to actually be really important. But once again, I don't think Greenland's going to become like the 51st state or anything. Now, obviously, those are my own opinions on this, and I'm by no means a political expert, so maybe the crazy things will happen. I never thought that we were going to fly into a country and steal another country's president. I didn't think that was going to happen. So these are just some thoughts, and obviously there is a non-0% chance that my call out here is 100% wrong. Now, with all of this craziness, yes, I've been able to cover quite a bit of it with you. Obviously, during break, there was the craziness of the silver market, which is still very strong, just in a general sense, looking at the weekly, monthly view. I couldn't cover that because we were just taking a break from the show. There was one other major piece of information that I did not cover that I really wish I was here when it happened, and it was everything related to Minnesota and the daycares. ICE plans to send 2,000 personnel to Minnesota amid fraud scandal. A multi-year social services fraud scandal in the state has been growing. If you look at the Medicare and Medicaid fraud, it's literally at the point in Minnesota where Medicare and Medicaid itself has specific laws now just for the state of Minnesota. We are talking about billions of dollars of fraud in the world of health insurance. Obviously, that recent video from Nick Shirley related to what's going on with daycares really kind of took storm to the point that as of yesterday, Tim Walz dropped out of the race. Tim Walz no longer. In September, he said, yes, I'm running for governor again. We're taking on Trump, Minnesota. It's the best. I'm going to make it even better. Fast forward to now January, one YouTuber who according to Tim Walz, is a right-wing conspiracy theorist. Well, just because of one video from a right-wing conspiracy theorist, he is now officially dropping out of the race. If you ask me, Tim Walz should in one way or another be investigated. The dude leading the country, or excuse me, leading the state and allowing billions and billions of dollars of fraud to happen, something's going on there. Someone has to be held accountable. And then, of course, the people actually executing the fraud should be held accountable. If you think that this should go on and just, hey, whatever, we shouldn't look into it, you are actually a fucking crazy person. I would take it to the next level. And if these people were naturalized within the US and we found them committing fraud, as in we gave them citizenship and then they committed fraud against us, I think we should take their citizenship away and either kick them out of the country or send them right to jail. And even if they keep their citizenship, send them right to jail. This is insane. The billions and billions of dollars going on. And let me paint a picture for you. This is majorly just one city within one state. And really, we're talking about one state right now, and we're already talking about billions of dollars. In totality, we're exceeding $10 billion, maybe even more, and this is one large urban area. Imagine what happens if you tally this up in a cumulative nature across all major areas. The amount that this is happening is actually disgusting. And I guess maybe I'm particularly fired up about it right now because I'm in the middle of figuring out my own taxes. And the fact that I'm right now in the middle of paying taxes and I know a non-zero part is about to go to fund fraud. It's one thing if you're paying taxes and you know it's like partially going to the military, maybe you don't support this or that. But the fact that we are paying taxes and we are straight up fending fraud drives me through the fucking roof, folks. And then I go on to Twitter or other forms of social media and I see people somehow like, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, you're just being racist. Oh, it's not. Like, why are we looking? What the fuck do you mean? Why are we looking into it? Because it's fraud. And anyone in any way trying to be like, not that, mate. Nah, it's all right. Like, what the fuck do you mean it's all right? I swear, the only people saying that are people who have never paid taxes. And like I said, maybe this is just internal to me because right now I'm in the middle of figuring out my own taxes and I have a large tax bill. And just to know that in one way, either on the state level in New York or on the federal level in the US, the fact that a non-0% chance I'm going to pay off scammers, are you fucking kidding me? Drives me up the wall. So when I see things like this, ICE plans to send 2,000 personnel to Minnesota. Good. Send more. Double it. Triple it. I don't give a shit. Get them the fuck out of here. Absolutely insane. All right. More specifically related to the market, your boy is very, very excited about what's going on with the AI trade. And to put that in layman's terms, I think the AI trade is alive and well. I know over the past year, there was a lot of talks of the AI bubble. When is it going to pop? When's it going to bring the market down with it? And maybe it is a bubble. Maybe it does pop. Maybe it does kill the market. But I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. NVIDIA sees strong Chinese demand for H200, has enough supply. Memory chip giants spark global semiconductor rally as shortages stoke price hikes. No matter where you look, the demand is growing at an exponential rate. The supply is not there. These companies cannot get these chips fast enough. AI usage is going up and up every single day. Maybe one of these days the metrics change. Maybe. That's totally possible. But as of this exact moment, kicking off the year 2026, it is stronger than ever. Absolutely stronger than ever. NVIDIA unveils faster AI chips sooner than expected. The CEO, Jensen, says more powerful chips will enable training of models in simulated environments. NVIDIA wants to power robotaxi fleets with chips software by 2027. So obviously don't forget about the world of FSD. And I know right now Tesla's really leaning into that. NVIDIA is going to be a strong supplier. But I also want to be clear, NVIDIA isn't the only one in this world. Just to show you another example, AMD unveils new chip for corporate data centers, talks up demand. So NVIDIA, the number one in this particular world. Avago, number two. AMD, number three. There are other players such as ASML, and honestly, the list goes on and on and on. Even some of the smaller players like herein yesterday had a very good day. This upcoming year, we're looking at OpenAI making its public debut in IPO. So in this world, yes, I know I'm focusing a little bit on NVIDIA, but just generically, the AI trade, in my opinion, is still very much alive and well. So maybe something to consider for your swing positions, and maybe even a little bit on the intraday action, just because right now the AI trade is getting a little bit of love. The other thing you should be considering today is we do have one major macroeconomic report at 9:45, 15 minutes into the trading day. We are getting the global services PMI number. So it's important. It's not the end all be all. It's definitely not the most important thing of this week, but we do have a macroeconomic report 15 minutes into the trading day. Later on, Wednesday, tomorrow, CPI out of the Eurozone, ADP non-farm employment, that's at 8:15. We are getting non-manufacturing numbers at 10 a.m. and most importantly, the JOLTS job openings. Fast forward to Thursday, we're getting in the normal initial jobless claims, and then Friday is kind of the bell of the ball for this week, where we're getting the unemployment rate and the non-farm payrolls. Once again, that is Friday, the first major non-holiday Friday of the new month. We're getting some numbers that are going to have a huge impact on the upcoming FOMC decision that's at the end of the month. As of right now, there's an 80% chance that there's no rate change, but who knows what's going on with the labor market. If we're seeing more weakness, there's most likely going to be a spike in that likelihood. And last but not least, before the market opens, if you haven't already, sign up for the newsletter. It is 100% free. Every single Sunday to your email inbox, you're going to receive a breakdown of the market, cheat sheet for the major macroeconomic events, and the seasonality of each day, which brings us to today, Tuesday, January 6th. Over the past 27 years, this day in net has been kind of neutral. There's been some bullish years, there's been some bearish years, there's been some very bullish years, there's been some very bearish years, and as you can see, putting all these individual days, this day over every individual year put together, it's just a neutral day. Yes, the Bulls do win it more often than not, 57%, so the Bulls have a 7% edge. But when the Bears win it, they kind of win it with greater sides, so it just kind of nets out to nothing too special. So that doesn't mean I think today's going to be choppy. Of course, it could be choppy, but remember, this is just one individual day per year, and then we're putting those all together. This is the hypothetical equity curve you would have if you bought at open, sold at close on this day. So it's not a dominantly bullish day. It's not a dominantly bearish day. Yeah, maybe it's choppy. Yeah, maybe it's bullish. Yeah, maybe it's bearish. So how am I using this information personally? Well, for me, it's just basically saying don't really take seasonality into account. What I think is going to be more impactful are the key levels. So on the screen now are all the key levels of the day. As I always do, I mark out the previous high, low, and close. That is the green, the red, and the white horizontal solid lines. The other thing you're going to see on the screen is this white rectangle. That's the transition zone. Bullish above, bearish below, choppy within from a 0 DTE options maker perspective. And then the final thing are all these yellow horizontal lines, which are basically just the major players. As you can see, like the first thing your eye should be drawn to today is this major positive gamma node at 6,900, which is exactly where we're at this morning. If you ask me, this is kind of the make, or this is bullish above or bearish below. Like, honestly, I think today is one of the easiest setups we've had in a while. Huge interest. Like, this is a massive open interest level, massive gamma implications, huge positive gamma, and it's also a key technical and psychological level at 6,900. If the market can hold this, great. You push up and you have all this negative gamma all the way up to 6,945, which would be taking care of the upside gap fill and push us into the realm of a new all-time high. That is within the cards today. However, the bear case would be we don't hold this positive node. We break below the key technical psychological level, and then my stopping point would be 6,880 or maybe 6,875 right here, where it appears that we have a little bit of a put credit spread going on. You actually can't even see it that much because it's just the open interest isn't that high, but that would be my target down there. So basically every single day, I don't think you should predict. I think you should react. And right here, the pivot point is 6,900 for very good reason. So not only is it that, as you could predict just from it being a key psychological level, but literally I'm showing you the data on the chart right now. If you need another visual of it, this is where we're at in a swing perspective. We have positive gamma from 6,700 all the way to 7,000. So we have 300 points of somewhat of stability. Right here, we're at this big level of 6,900. So the question is this, are we going to climb up this wall and push to around 6,860, maybe even 6,825 in a couple of days? Or are we going to start climbing up this mountain and get into the realm of 6,970? Those are the two cases that I'll be paying attention to. And whichever one starts to seem a little bit more likely, well, obviously that's the one that I'm going to be playing. And on that particular note, Dingity ding ding ding. The world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. All right, we are off to the races. All right, let me just zoom in a little bit here. We have this 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute bullish, 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour bullish across the board. A little bit of a technical breakout coming in here pretty soon. I know this alert's about to go off, but we're about to take out this pre-market high right here around 25,675. We hit that around 1:30 in the morning. Obviously, past that, if you're trading NQ, you might want to be paying attention to 25,700. So we just took out that rectangle. We just took out the overnight trading session high. That is a very classic target. I want to see if it can get above, hold above, and then set us up to 6,700, potentially 6,708. Looking at SPX, we are, as of now, and granted, we're a minute and a half into the day, so we don't have that much data. We are holding above 6,900, this key level. We close at 6,902, so I'm looking for some support in here. I would be surprised if this doesn't get tested at all, just because it's that important of a level. So this is kind of where I'm watching to see, do the bull step in here, do the bear step in here, who's being aggressive, who's not being aggressive. And of course, one of the most useful ways that we could potentially track this is actually watching the real-time options flow. According to the S&P 500, the options flow, not much is going on right now. According to the Mag 7, we are seeing a delta drop that is being led lower by call selling and by put buying. So it's a little bit of a double doozy in the Mag 7 thus far today. But I also want to remind you, we're literally only a minute and a half into the day. So this amount of data is by no means the end all be all. But from a momentum perspective, I'm seeing quite a bit of bullishness on the S&P 500, 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, and 4-hour. Looking at the NASDAQ, same situation. From price momentum, bullish, 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 bullish. So price momentum, and we're even getting that technical breakout. We're about to be getting it on ES. You have to get up to 58. We're currently trading at 52. I'm just going to be watching this. The longer we hold above 6,900, remember, there is an upside gap fill that everyone should have marked out on their chart right here from that low on the day we hit the all-time high, the day after Christmas, Friday, December the 26th. Right here, you have an upside gap fill to 6,921.6. Everyone should mark that out. That is very much like a possibility today, especially when you consider that's only halfway through this negative gamma zone. And then on top of that, what's also in the cards today is potentially an all-time high, 6,945. Well, guess exactly where the option chain goes from negative gamma to positive gamma. You got it right, 6,945. So to the upside, which is my bias of the day, but I'm going to let some of this data play out, is this upside gap fill, 6,921. And then from there, my reach target would be the all-time high at 6,945. So that's what I'm looking to for the upside. Now, just in case I'm wrong on this, that would basically start at the breakdown of 6,900. If 6,900 does not hold, then I'd be looking at a retest of yesterday's low, 6,891. From there, you have the bottom of the transition zone at 6,875. And from that point, I'm really not thinking we could exceed that just due to this option structure right here on the bottom left of your screen. So that's basically what I'm seeing this morning. Obviously, I don't have on any positions right now. I'll switch myself over. Here's my accounts. No trades. Haven't done anything yet. Actually, I don't even know if my trade copier is set up. My trade copier is set up. Cool. Yeah, here's my accounts. I took a bit of a hit. Yesterday, they were all at 83,000. Now they're somewhere between 79 and 77. I took a hit. I made a rookie mistake, which, hey, that happens. Mistakes happen. Where I'm frustrated at myself is this concept of trying to fix my mistake when I had less than 10 minutes left in a trading day and I paid the price. It was a stupid rookie mistake, and I made it. And obviously I paid the price. Obviously I did not lose the accounts or anything. I still have $29,000 worth of buffer. It's just more frustration than anything else. It really, really is. So obviously just trying to pull it together. And my whole goal today, as I started off today's show, is just to make a succession of good decision trades. Good decision trades don't mean you make money or lose money. Of course, you're always attempting to make money, but there is a natural variance to the world of trading. There's a lot of unknown variables. And because of that, sometimes sometimes even making all the right decisions, you might end up losing money. So never base the quality of your trades on did you make money or lose money, because there is variance. Base the quality of your trades on the fact, did you make good decisions or not good decisions? And I promise you, if you make a succession of good decisions time and time again, that's when the net profitability will follow. But if your goal is to be making money on every trade, that's just not what trading is. No person on this planet can make money on every single trade. It's just not how it happens. So I just want to remind you guys of that, and I also kind of want to remind myself of that. But opening up, I guess I should also let you know, just as we're getting some crazy volatility, today is the final day for the Apex deal, 90% off. And this is the final day technically of the cheap PA upgrade fee. So if you are looking to start off the year on the right foot, maybe you're attempting to go for all 20 accounts, but this deal right here where you could be all in for $84 on the 50K accounts between the eval and the upgrade fee, that ends today. This is your final trading session, so you can pass it today. And honestly, with already the swings that we're seeing, if you max out your contracts, 10 contracts, all you need is a 16-point movement to pass the test. We've already made these 16-point movements multiple times today. So I just wanted to put that on everyone's radar. Today is your final opportunity to take advantage of it. And of course, if you want to take advantage of the deal, there's no point in you paying the full price, 90% off with the code GOONIE. So just put that in, GOONIE. Just want to let you know that this is the final day. I do believe the evals are going to be cheaper after today, as in like that same discount, but the PA fees are no longer going to be that cheap. The PA fee got extended. I think it's the other way around. I believe the PA fee is about to go up after today, but the eval fee is still going to be as cheap. I think you might be switching them. But regardless, today's the final day of like the really, really good deal. Yes, PA extended to Sunday 90% and say, oh, my apologies. It sounds like I'm mixing it up. So the PA is going to be extended, but the eval is going to be cheap. So basically, if you want evals, this is the day to get your evals. It sounds like two of you are saying that I'm reversing, and I know one is going and one isn't. Matt Code Goonie was not working for me when I tried signing up for locals. It works for everyone else. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you could DM me and I could help you individually, but generically it is working for everyone else. I'll look into it. Oh, hey. If you are in the Discord, one of the Google plays just got a fill. I'm working to take a screenshot. Hang on. I'm working on one of the two Google plays just got a fill, locking in that profit. Not bad. All right, I'm throwing this in as quickly as I can just to keep you guys updated. It's going in swingers right now, but one of the Google swing plays just hit its profit target. One of two Google plays locked in. All right, that's in there right now. Just got that Notification. Sweet. I'm happy. A little bit of profit. Matt, my computer isn't working and it's dark in here, dude. That's a brutal one. Bitcoin price update. It's right here, 94,000. It's actually, from a swing perspective, Bitcoin's looking really good. This is the first time in a hot minute it's gotten above its EMA clouds. This is like the potential of an actual trend reversal. Of course, if you take the trade, you could be super conservative and risk 91,400. You could risk a recent low, maybe something like 84. You can risk the actual low here at 80. But it's actually turning around. I mean, the last time we were above the cloud was all the way back here in October. Like, this is a potential. Obviously, no one knows the next bar. But from a risk-reward perspective, if you're wrong on this, it's a small hit. If you're right on it, you get to ride it all the way back up. So I'm actually really excited about the current price action in Bitcoin, just from a purely technical perspective. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Really, really liking what I'm seeing. Hey, folks, if you could help me out right now, whether you're watching on Rumble or if you're watching on YouTube, obviously the way these AI algorithm overlords who run my life operate is they base a lot on engagement. So if you guys haven't done anything yet, I would truly appreciate it if you could hit that like button. Of course, if you like these live shows, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications. But regardless of all of that, feel free to say hi to your friend in chat above you, below you. Feel free to spam chat real quick. Feel free to hit that like button. All that stuff is 100% free to you, and it really, really does help me out on this side of it, just getting the show promoted to other people who might potentially join our cult of becoming a Goonie. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nvidia taking a little bit of a hit, but it is still green on the day. In fact, it's actually between Nvidia and Palantir, they're my most green on the day. Tesla's taking a bit of a hit. Not the most stoked about that. Thank you, guys. I'm seeing all the numbers come in. You guys are the best. You guys are the fucking best. Thank you. 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 We did pop minute one. We're trending down a little bit right now. We're still above all these clouds, which I'm watching. Oh, actually, NQ is testing. So this is probably something we should be paying attention to. But right here, I'm curious if we're going to be bouncing off of this or not. Looks like the 10-minute Orbo breakdown was obviously to the south side. So here's our first 10-minute bar. My cursor's on it right here. And obviously we just swept that low. I don't really like to play the Orbo breakdown when you're still above the cloud. It's one thing to play the breakdown if you're below the cloud. But right here, when I see the 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour, all kind of bullish. And same thing with ES, even though we're reverting a little bit. Also, the fact that we're kind of at like a key level that we haven't really snapped yet. I wouldn't be chasing it to the south side quite yet. Now, of course, there's a non-0% chance that this is the start of a puke and we touch this and we break and we puke, but also we're playing the game of odds and it's just not likely, and I don't want to play non-likely situations. It's equivalent to betting on green on the roulette wheel. Can it theoretically happen? Of course it could theoretically happen. I just don't want to take the 3% chance of that actually hitting. If you're right, yeah, you get a great payoff, but it's just not particularly my style. Missed you over the holiday. Missed you more. Missed you more. All right, here's a quick look at the options flow. Ever since market open, the Mag 7 is taking a clear hit. Without a doubt, the options market is buying puts, more so selling calls, but the Mag 7, that combination of Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla is taking a hit. The S&P 500 telling a slightly different story. It was more so choppy up for the first 10 minutes and then took a hit, but I do want to remind you that we're getting a macroeconomic data drop at 9:45. So we have less than 3 minutes. I don't really find a particular need or urge to trade before that. Now, obviously, if you do, because it's your style and you're playing, I don't know, the VWAP bounce or something, hey, have at it. I wish you the best of luck. I'm just here to let you know that in less than 2 minutes, we are getting another data drop. And if it's in your favor, great. You got a good fill and you could probably move your stop to break even. But there's also the chance that the quarter flip goes against you and it actually puts some pressure on you. So it's just, if you're feeling like playing a 50-50 game, cool. Have your position in before. If you don't feel like playing a 50-50 game, you might want to wait till a little bit after and see how the market really reacts. So I'm patiently waiting for that. And do you think they're going to bring on our boy Rick Santilli? Are we going to get 2 days of Rick Santilli in a row? 2 days of Rick Santilli in a row. They're talking about precious metals. How is gold looking? Gold going for an all-time high, not far away. Silver also going for an all-time high, not far away. You know what? We should probably set up alerts on that. So gold and silver had a nice rip into the end of the year, and it looks like they have no thoughts of really slowing down. So if you happen to be long precious metals, soft metals, a congrats to you. How's copper looking? Copper also ripped, like, yeah, it's just precious metals are going. Palladium, how's palladium doing? Even palladiums, yeah, all of these are just going. So if you happen to be in a bullish position on metals, congrats to you. I myself do have a bullish position on these. It's just not as big as I want it to be, unfortunately. All right, with that being said, we're about to get a report. Let's see if they're bringing on Rick.
Its ability to operate as a public company.
That's good back
and by the way, every dollar of reduction
All right,
in the debt
time just hit.
global networks were to happen,
A little bit of a pop. If you played the VWAP bounce, congrats to you, because that is already looking very good.
If you reduce by $2 billion, you're going to take $1 a share or something close to that off of the deal. So
David,
something for people to keep in mind.
34 gets it, plain out. Ellison gives 34, he gets it.
A little bit of a quad top going on in 675.
Trying to do my reporting, that's the number I come back with.
30, yeah, Mike.
And we're getting that extension up to potentially 700.
That combined company would
Just
look
hit
like
690.
That's dangerous territory.
I agree. Now, I want to talk about a stock that's up 34% for the year.
Tell me.
SanDisk. SanDisk and Western Digital, they used to be related. This is, again, right at the heart of, when you listen to all the things that Jensen said, you want to get memory. And memory is very thinly traded.
I guess they're not bringing on Rick.
Company. But holy cow, this thing was $27.
Here are the results. I really thought they were going to be bringing on Rick for this, but right here came in pretty much at expectations. They were looking at 52.9, came in slightly lower at 52.5. So they still got expansion, but just not as much as anticipated. So that's, as far as I know, the only major macroeconomic data drop of the day. I am being told, though, that Trump is going to have a speech at some point today. So obviously that could impact the market. So just also wanted to put that on your radar. And should I have gone long at 86? Really, the question was, see, I like this breakout trade right where my cursor is. You could probably see it better on the 1 minute chart. I'm really dialed in here. I like this breakout trade, but I just didn't like that it was right before 9:45. So yeah, I guess you could have taken long and the news broke in the way that favored that position. But I just didn't like it because it was right before the news announcement. So yeah, it's an EMA reversal. It's a VWAP bounce. You could have been in here at 30. You could have been here at 38, 40. And granted, you already made a lot of money. That's awesome. We're about to take out yesterday's high at 708. That's good. But once again, this all happened right before the report. If the report was negative, we would have come all the way back down. So I just not the biggest fan of it. Not the biggest fan. Obviously, in hindsight, yeah, I wish I loaded up a gazillion contracts right here and just ripped it. Of course, yeah, who wouldn't say that? But in reality, it's just, in my decision, once again, not quality trading. Just not quality trading. If you took it, wow, look at this pop that we're getting. Look at this pop that we're getting. And yet, Apple is still getting destroyed. Why in the world is Apple getting so beat the fuck up when everything else is seemingly having a pretty solid day? Pretty solid day. SPX, we're getting closer to the upside gap fill. Once again, upside gap fill 6921.6. So we have about 5 points to go. So that's about 50 cents on the SPY, just for those of you who need a quick conversion. The SPY's trading at 689. So probably 689.50 would be like roughly the equivalent, give or take a little bit. But watching the upside gap fill, from there, I'd be watching, honestly, the all-time high. But let's see how this goes. Obviously, I do not want to be chasing this to the upside, but I wouldn't mind a little bit of a dip to try to take advantage of this. Let's look at the options flow and see how things are playing out. Looking at the Mag 7, things were getting hit and then stopped at 942, going flat ever since then. S&P 500 was kind of the same thing, getting hit till 943, and then boom, a very evident reversal. Very evident reversal. Let's just calm, cool, collected. So right here, support, resistance, all found at 619.50. I don't know if we're going to dip all the way down there, but if it did, it would definitely be an interesting dip buy based on all the momentum that I'm currently seeing. It would definitely be an interesting dip buy. Wow. That was a pop right there. Jesus. What time is it? Wow. We're moving. We are grooving today. We are moving. We are grooving. Big bursts of trades definitely hitting the market. Big bursts of trades. I'm watching the tape over here, and it is going. It is going. Do we have another leg? That's the real question.
Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted.
Oh, brother. 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 Let's see. Let's see what kind of shenanigans we can get into today. I am long. Okay.
Order submitted.
Let's see what kind of shenanigans we can get into today. All right, so I'm playing my big accounts and my small accounts slightly differently. The
Order
smaller
filled.
accounts I just filled right there, long at 23, out at 35, locked in 231. Probably going to be done with those on the day. Just get in, get out, had a nice scalp, move on with my life. While these guys are the ones where I took the beating yesterday. So once again, my goal is to make reasonable decisions. I am long at 1925, and my risk is now at break even, so it's a freebie play. So if it runs, it runs. And the beauty of putting this stop to break even is if I see another opportunity to trade, well, I can take it because right now I'm carrying no risk. So I think maybe a good way to think about this as just like, I think a solid thought process is just kind of continually asking yourself of like, are you taking on risk? Are you not taking on risk? So right now, yes, the fact that I aggressively move this stop to break even, it does mean that there's a greater chance of it coming down like it is right now, and maybe it knocks me out, and okay, I didn't make money. However, if it starts to reverse right here, I could throw on another one, and I'm not increasing my risk at all because the stop here is already at break even, but unfortunately, this looks like it's about to tag me. No, come on, turn around. The market was mean to me yesterday. Let's see if it's going to be nice to me today. Or are we repeating early yesterday
Order
where I got
filled.
stopped out 4 times for break even? Oh, you fucker. You fucker.
Order filled. Order submitted.
Oh, what is this low? 6. Stopped out. Only went a couple points past me. But once again, to clarify, that trade was a freebie trade. The stop was at break even, so it didn't cost me anything. And as frustrating as that could be, and yes, if you watched the live show yesterday, I did that 4 times in a row before making profit. Is it frustrating? Does it like take some psychological strength to go through that? Yeah, it does. But at the end of the day, it is the best way to really protect your account. Obviously, taking on no risk just means that the worst case scenario is inherently not that bad. So I would love to see if I could get into this before the 30-minute orbital breakout. As of right now, it does seem as if the 30-minute orbital breakout is going to be to the upside, but we have about 7 minutes to go, and obviously a lot can change in 7 minutes. So my plan, what is this? This high is 48. If we get up to 45 right there, I'll move the stop to break even. If I wanted to be super aggressive, I could just move it right now. But seeing on how this volatility is working, do I just want to do it? I could, I suppose. Like I said, it's just a freebie trade. But then if it just barely dips, my next fill won't be to 40, that's the one. It's not really a downside, but it's something to consider is when you do that, sometimes you're going to get fills worse off. Obviously, you could argue, but sometimes you're going to get fills better off. But right here, I got knocked out at break even at 19. My new fill is 10 points above, where if I kept that, yeah, I took a little bit of smoke. It's just part of the game. It is. Like, as much as, yeah, sometimes you get a worse fill. If it kept dipping, who knows? Maybe I could have got a fill at 90 and I got knocked out at break even on this one. So it's just, you can't I think when you're actively trading, sometimes our brains immediately go to the point of like, no, like, how's this all going to go if it works out in the best case scenario? And yeah, I hope that works for you. Hey, I hope it works for me. But sometimes you have to remember that the best case scenario, it actually commonly doesn't work out. And sometimes you get hit with the worst case scenario. And I think that's something important to be considered. You fucker. That's a technical term I learned in technical analysis. Oh yeah, that's a well-known technical term, you fucker. I forget what book I first learned that from, but it's a well-known technical term. Actually, if this breaks 40, I could probably move the stop to break even. Oh, VWAP is all the way down at 637, so it's honestly not even close. All right, we have a little bit of consolidation that I don't like. I obviously wanted the trend to keep going. We sold off, we popped lower high, but higher low. So right here, lower high, higher low. Little bit of a flag situation, I suppose. Little bit of a flag situation. All right. Is it going to go above 40? I was about to move my risk up. I can move it up a little bit. There we go. Shit. Fuck. Double top? What's going on here? I'm trying to aggressively move my stop up. I've already moved it up a little bit. Come on. Come on, just get above. I'm looking for this hold above 40, and then I'll move my stop right to break even. There we go. See right there, I would have been wicked out. I just needed to give it a little bit. But once again, this is now my second freebie trade of the day. The first one, unfortunately, it got knocked out for break even. I shouldn't say unfortunately. It looks like due to slippage, some of them made $45. One of them lost 14. I was able to already lock in 230, 240, 230, 230 on the quote unquote smaller accounts. And on the bigger accounts that, yes, granted, I am in the doghouse. I mean, if you saw my tweet yesterday, if you saw the start of the show today, you know I am very much in the doghouse. So I'm just slowly but surely, I have no visions of grandeur to make that money back today. Honestly, I'm going to trade what the chart gives me. I'm going to trade what price action gives me. If I can make back $400 today, great, I'll make it back. If I can only make back $50 today, great, I'll only make back 50. If I can make back 2K today, great, I'll take that. My goal is not a specific number. It's just to trade the price structure, the options flow, all of that, honestly, to the best of my ability. I see the Mag 7 started to pop here at 950. I see the SPY is popping. I see that we got the upside gap fill. From here, you could target this body at 936. And then honestly, after that, the real target is 6945. Here is a look. We're actually getting... Oh, this changed. This was all negative gamma to begin with. What do we actually have? So some players have been changed in the market. 6945 again. 6945. Okay, so I wouldn't be so surprised if it's a bit of a slower struggle from 2.5 to 4.5. Earlier this morning, if I go back to 9:30, this was all negative gamma. So I was like, okay, cool, a clear shot to 45. But if you fast forward to now, there is a bit of positive gamma, a bit of call selling going on in there. So that's not necessarily bearish. It just means slower price action. So I'm still majorly targeting 45, and then past 45, 75 would be my next target. But you should also watch 60 because that's a clear negative gamma node as well. And then on the downside, you have 910 and then 9,000 flat. So we'll see how this all goes. But I just want to let you guys know my stop's at break even. I obviously hope it doesn't revert and hit. If it does, that would suck. I actually might even move this up to 31, I suppose. We'll see how this goes. I'm just trying to be conscious of like the $50. That might be nice because you have to have that green day. But maybe we caught a trend. Maybe we didn't. I should probably do a little bit more of trend analysis over here. Actually, I want to do the 30-minute. So we already took out the high from yesterday. We have some important wicks at 780 and also 803. So those are something of interest to me. Once again, 780 and 803. We are at 25 now, slower price action. I'm basically looking at the all-time high at 45. Here's the newest structure, a little bit of positive gamma in there. 45 jumps out to me, 910 jumps out to me, 960 jumps out to me. and really 970 and above. I'm not thinking we're really going to be exceeding that too much today. How close are we getting? Not too close. I could theoretically add a position here because this one's break even. Once again, I'm carrying no risk. The question is, do I want to add a position? Not really, because it's exactly 10 a.m. and sometimes we see some funkiness at 10 a.m. So from just, I did get a signal from Icarus, like this was a valid ad in here based on where we are relative to VWAP, based on all the metrics that I personally care about. But if you look at Piper, it doesn't, if you look at Icarus, it doesn't specifically say, oh, what is the exact time of the day? And the fact that it's exactly 10 a.m., I'm not liking it. If I saw this structure in here at 10:10, 10:15, 10:20, I would be adding another contract to this position. And the reason I would do that is the first one's already at break even, so I'm taking on no risk. So I'd be taking on a little bit of risk for the second one, and on an additional push to the upside, I would be moving that one to break even. So for me, it's just exclusively the time of the day that I'm not the most fond of right now. That's the only reason why I didn't add to that position. And in fact, I might even move this up a little bit just to guarantee some profit. Oh, let's move it up to 39. Okay, so no matter what, I'm making about 8 points, which will definitively put me over the profit I need to count for the 5 profitable days you need on Apex above $50. So even if I get knocked out on this one, all the accounts will at least be above 50, which is nice because then if I see no other opportunities that I like throughout the day, well, I'm still fine then. So we'll see. But I am seeing an issue with Apple still. What the fuck is happening with Apple? Apple is just getting beat up today. Holy shit. Yeah, right out of the gate, just sold, hit, found a bottom at 63. So I wanted to come back up to 68-ish, but we'll see. The overall market is obviously looking very strong at this point. Yeah, I mean, here we are. You can see we're slowly climbing through this positive gamma. 6945 is the major watch. Of course, you might have some profit takers before then. Looking at the flow, very strong flow as of this moment. I'm seeing a little bit of put selling, but mostly call buying. It started at 944. There was a strong flow alert at 949. It's flattening out a little bit right now, but overall, the delta is getting very strong. Mag 7 actually did pop. It's starting to turn to the south side a little bit here, past 10. I'm trying to be conscious of that just because we've seen so many 10 a.m. reversals. I don't want to get knocked out for no good reason, but maybe I need to be on the ball a little bit more. I need to bring up the options flow on this other monitor just so I can watch a couple things at once to know, do I want to go to break even on this or do I want to leave it in profit? I will not be going into a loss on it. That's one thing I promised myself last night and this morning after being in a little bit of mental purgatory, is as soon as the stop is at break even or in profit, I'm never going to move it below. So the worst I'll move this is to 30.25 or 0.5, just whatever. But right now I'm sitting up somewhat decently, but we'll see how it goes. I did on the smaller Apex accounts, I already locked in my profit for the day, so I'm happy with that. Just slowly but surely getting there. I mean, I talk about this a lot in the Goonie Trading Discord, the concept of what's the best way to, like, how to really, really handle this. And it seems like your options are one of two. Like, clearly, I think my own trading shows this, that the world of sim-to-funded trading, because of the various... am I about to get clocked? Because of the various rules, it looks like it might be coming for me. Am I going to get a mystical, magical bounce? A mystical, magical bounce? What's the flow looking like? Mag 7 is coming. The Grim Reaper's coming, folks. A lot of sellers up here at 77, 76, 75 about. What are we doing? Am I going to get lucky? Am I going to get lucky? Well, that's a decent pop. That's a decent pop. Decent pop. The SPY flow is still strong. We still have some distance to go. Maybe I should have added there. Added on this breakout. Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. Because if I added, I could move the stop on the average of the two positions to break even. So it still technically would have been a riskless play, but I would have had double the exposure to any potential upside movement. Just paying close attention. Just watching, is this a double top? Just trying to figure out what we have going on. Just trying to figure out who has appetite, who doesn't. Is this really, are we switching this trend? So we were trending up, trending down. That flow, it is picking up.
Order filled. Order submitted.
Okay. So obviously still protecting myself. Added one there at 62. The other one's at 30. So the midpoint is 46. So we're going to see if we can catch a little bit of... I really feel like maybe one should be down here where it was at 30. So what I want to do is treat these two independently. That is my goal. So I have one entry. You could probably see it better here. My first entry is this horizontal line right there, just above 30. The second one is right here. So obviously the fact that this stop is above the first one, this goes to this one. I'm taking on no risk. At worst case scenario, it's break even. The second one is currently at break even. The goal is either to have both of these above, or I could look at the average value. So it's kind of up to you. You could either treat these as the average value, or you could treat them as independent positions. Right now, my average fill is 46. So what I'm going to do is take on a little bit of risk. So the very first one is good. As I already said to you, the first one, there's no way I'm moving the risk on this one below where I got. It's either going to be at worst at break even or above. Okay, good. We're making some money. So it's the second one right now that I'm focusing on. The first trade, out of sight, out of mind. The stop's already in profit. Worst case scenario, the first trade does make me money. I added to it because, hey, if it goes, it goes. So what I'm really looking at is I want to move... What I want to do is for the second position right here, the 62, I want to get the stop on this one to break even. And really what I want to do is I want to unload that at 80. So that right.
Order submitted.
And once again, that's for the second position. And then what I could do is, so I'm going to keep these two the same. Right here. We're going to see how this goes. I want to unload this one that I added ideally at 80. And the second one, as I promised you, I am not moving that. So the second one might lose me money. The first one is definitely making me money. It's probably going to sweep it low, fuck
Order
me over.
filled.
Yeah, so not
Order
hitting
canceled.
80. So once again, first trade did make me money, knocked out in profit. Second one, I was trying to catch this breakout and run. I wanted to get out at 80. Just didn't happen. Ended up breaking below. And you know what's going to happen here is it's going to fucking reverse. Fuck me. What time is it? It's 10:09. I'm seeing a lot of people up here at, it didn't even hit this. I was expecting maybe a rejection at 76, but look at that, 200. It's that type of rejection I would have expected if there was a wall there, but someone just market ordered it out, like clearly. Look at that, smash, smash, smash. Huh. That is a wee bit of a bummer. a wee bit of a bummer. Or is trend reversing? So basically, I guess the best way to summarize today thus far is I've had 3 separate trades. One was break even, one was profitable, one was not. So we have a profitable trade, a losing trade, and a break even trade for a net down of 11 points, 10 points, $200. So pretty much break even on the day. I was trying to get excited about this second one here. We popped up, we pulled back. Obviously, a better entry would have been on at 50. I chased it a little bit. Probably should have been more speedy or more delayed. I kind of picked it right in the middle. So not exactly happy. I'm really happy with this trade. See how this one was a lot faster to the dip? This one was a couple bars delayed, so not necessarily the biggest fan of that. But as to why did I get out right here? Well, it's starting to show some weakness. And of course, it could turn around at any moment. Yeah. Or it could keep dipping. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine. Oh, brother. A little bit of a dip. So we still have not, 28. Okay, so we're running into one of these gamma nodes at 30. A little bit of profit taking right now. Little bit of profit taking. Who knows? Maybe a reversion down to 20, maybe 25. But I want to see if it starts to get back up. If we start to see a follow through in price action, if we see a better increase in the Mag 7 Delta flow, if we see a little bit of a pop here, that's kind of what I would be interested in. So getting out of that one for profit and the one for loss, I think that was good account protection because you just don't know how much it's going to dip. Of course, it could turn around right here and it could keep going. It could rip and rip and rip. That's totally 100% possible, but especially through the lens of yesterday, I'm trying to be mindful about not doing stupid stuff. I learned trading during my time at the Quality Learning Center. Me and you both.
Order filled. Order submitted.
Am I on the wrong chart? Yes, I am. But still, I don't mind that trade, actually. Maybe I should have waited to the conclusion of the bar. But sometimes if you wait to the close of the bar, it can move so much. Personally, as a trader, I'm really torn on that. Sometimes I have strategies that wait for right on the breakout or the breakdown. And then other times I wait for the conclusion of it, and I'm torn on which is better. And I think per strategy, you really have to consider it yourself. I do. Oh, brother. Huh.
Order filled. Order submitted.
All right, we're in business. We're in business. All right, another freebie
Order
trade.
filled.
Locked in another 100 on the smaller accounts right there. They were at 230. They're now at 330. Just did a quick little 5-point trade. So I'm happy with those. $300. I'm not going to trade those anymore today. They're at where they need to be at. And then obviously for the quote unquote larger accounts, I have another freebie trade. If it goes, it goes. If not, worst case scenario is break even. It's very close. I'm hoping that 50 holds. Of course, it might revert right there and barely wick me out, which would be frustrating. But on the flip side, maybe it's just a fail and we really do have these lower highs and it just fucks me over. So I'm really, as I did yesterday on the stream, I focus a lot on the downside. And I did not do that later when I kind of fucking spazzed out. So I'm just trying to remind myself. And if I sound like I'm beating a dead horse and just droning on about the same concept of risk management, folks, that's what trading is. That's the best trading for, like, that's just clearly what you should be doing. It doesn't matter what you're trading, how you're trading. If you are not paranoid and obsessed with what your risk is. Yeah. I like your freebie strategy, but how often does it trend your way versus stop you out? About 2/3 stop out to 1/3 trend. But think about that. 2/3 of the time, you are just getting nothing. And okay, cool. Like your account isn't getting hurt. And then 1/3 of the time is going in your favor, which is better than if you're taking on risk, then there's going to be that certain percentage of time that no, you're like actually legitimately getting hit. So you have to stomach a lot of break-even trades, and it's not for everyone. I'm just letting you know what the Icarus trading strategy is and some of the details of it. But basically, I have a system that fires a signal on my chart for the entry signals. Sometimes I'm a little slow to react, like over here. It technically fired earlier. It fired probably around 51, 52. I got in at 62, so I was late to react to it. The system itself does not put in my entries and my exits. It fires to get in or to get out. And then sometimes the reason I don't have it auto trade for me is because sometimes I want to skip trades intentionally because of the time of the day. Maybe it's on the wrong side of VWAP. Maybe I know Trump is speaking, like something like that. So it kind of fires too much. So I manually enter the trades when the system fires. And Icarus, a core tenet of Icarus, is just extreme risk management. So basically, by the time this on the 1 minute, I'd have to go to the 1 minute. But there was a pop at 10:14 on the pop at 10:14. Icarus fired to go to break even, so I moved the stop to break even. So anyway, maybe it goes, maybe it doesn't. If I go right now, technically I do have a locked in loss. If I close it out right now, it is green on the day. Yes, I'm absurdly frustrated about my $5,000 loss per account, 75K in total yesterday. But as much as I understand logically, it is water under the bridge. I think sometimes it's tough to accept that like true emotional state and be like, yeah, no, I completely forget about it. So yeah, these positions that I had before that I got knocked out for break even, if I held it to now, they would be good. Even the second one would be at break even, but you never knew because on this breakdown, it could have started trending the other way. It was just past 10 a.m. Maybe you have profit takers. You never know what the next bar is going to be. So the base safe assumption is assume you are wrong. Assume it is going to go against you. And then if it magically goes in your favor, awesome. That's a bonus. But right here, yes, you could be looking at this and say, Matt, if you held both, you would be up $500. What are you doing, man? You're actually now only barely break even, and that's if it keeps going. Yeah, that's true, but think about the flip side. If I didn't get out here at 10:09 and it kept going down, I would have suffered a large loss. You don't know. You never know the next bar, folks. And the fact that we don't know the next bar, because think about what the next bar is. The next bar is decided by other people who are about to trade. You don't know if they're going to buy or sell. You don't know if it's a fat finger mistake. You don't know if it's high frequency trading. You don't know if it's a hedge fund. You don't know if it's an insurance fund. You don't know what the next bar is going to do because inherently in aggregate, you don't know what all the next traders are about to do. And because we don't know what that is going to be, and we can only predict it with 50-50 accuracy, the safe assumption is to assume you are wrong. Because if you were wrong and you can protect yourself in half the circumstances, great, you protected yourself. And then if you're right, oh, wow, that's awesome. And it goes in your favor and you made money. So in half the situations, break even, not the best, but not the worst, it's survivable. And in the other half, okay, it goes in your favor. So to me, it is like the most evident mathematical way to engage in the market. It's about
Order
to fucking
filled.
knock me out again, dude. Painful. Painful. Oh, but we're below all these trends. On the 1 minute, we just dipped into, I don't know, the 10 or the 20 EMA or something like that. This recent low is 26, so I'm obviously watching that. This recent high, double top, dude. Is this a fucking fake out? Oh, motherfucker. Literally a perfect dip just to say fuck you to Matt. I feel like we're having deja vu from yesterday. I feel like this is deja vu from yesterday.
Order filled. Order submitted. Order submitted.
All right. We're doing a little bit of a variant on the style to slowly knock away at this locked in loss. $100 at a time, 5 points at a time. Long two, if this locks in, cool. We're down to a loss of only 125. And then, so we're kind of actually pairing two systems together right now. And on this breakout of 65, I'll move the stop to break even on the other position. So we're going to see how this goes. This is just becoming such a pain in the ass today.
Order filled.
All right, the risk on this other one is right here. I'm doing
Order
my best to
submitted.
never take on any additional risk. Once again, this is Icarus now being paired with a different system. It's actually a nameless system. I guess I could spend the time coming up with a cool name, but I just want to let you guys know what's happening. Basically, it's a scalp system being paired with a swing system. $49. Where's 49? So this is going to fire again at 49. Do I want to take that? Once again, account is fully protected. 40. It says to go long if. Do I want to take that signal? If we hit 49, do I really want to go long again? Oh, I guess this system's
Order
a
filled.
system, but I need to handle this risk a bit
Order
better.
submitted.
65. 54, 40, 14 points. 14 points, so that's 12. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to see how it goes. Maybe we give it a little second to breathe here. I feel like I'm getting a little bit, I suppose, too dialed into it. Apple did have a bit of recovery, gave it back. NVIDIA popped, pulled back a little bit, popped again, lower high, but maybe we're getting a higher low here. Tesla got hit, but maybe now trying to show the world what's up. Palantir is starting to go. Palantir looking a bit bullish. Meta, Google's getting hit. Avago's looking good. Avago's looking really good, and Palantir is looking really good. Meta is getting a bit of a bounce, but I would say on an intraday perspective, just on the quick watch list that I'm paying attention to, Avago, Broadcom, the second biggest semiconductor play, AVGO, and then Palantir, PLTR, are intraday basis. Both of those are looking pretty strong. Pretty strong, pretty strong. Come on. Come on, 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 come on. No way. No way. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Are you fucking kidding? 64.75, a tick away.
Order
There
filled.
we go. All right. Well, cancel.
Order
That's what I didn't
canceled.
do yesterday. See how I still had 2 orders? Well, even though I dropped to 1 contract, I accidentally didn't delete orders yesterday, and it was all in the very, very quick period of, hang on, what was the average fill on that? This fucks up my average. I should have been marking it out better on the chart. Well, for now, I'll be safe at 53. We'll see how this goes. But see how it kind of got me out of the hole a little bit? Oh, now I just need luck for this to not be a triple, quadruple top, basically. But anyway, this particular play will not be hurting me. Stops at break even. So scalp play kind of worked, kind of didn't. But we're going to see how this all plays out. What's sad is if I just kept that very, very first one, which I don't know, man. Sometimes I go back. Where was I long on it? The very first one, I was long at 719, and it popped all the way up, came all the way back. I got out for break even. I only had a little bit of smoke, but I would be up 50 points right now. It's frustrating sometimes. Frustrating. It happens. But anyway, just to clarify, I am long one NQ contract, currently up 20 points, and my stop's at break even, so it is no risk to me. Obviously, before I was targeting that 80 level. If I was willing to take on more risk, it could be going, and maybe that's a fair criticism. Maybe I should look a little bit more into maybe easing up on the risk a little bit, maybe, but I think it's good to start the most conservative of risk and then find good math that supports why maybe you need a little bit more room. I think that's like a more fair way to do it. But actually on this pop, Piper fired. Piper did fire. If you are in the Discord, I am loading it as quickly as I can. Little copy and paste action. Unfortunately, it is moved quite far away. All right, if you're in the Discord, Piper just fired. And then let's see if I want to actually... Palantir is still going, folks. Still going. Let's see how I want to do this. Oh, brother. Let's not mess up my orders like I did yesterday. Man, I messed up, in hindsight, a lot of shit yesterday. Not only did I mess up my premium selling. Oh, how do I want to look at this? I don't know if it's worth it today. Is it? Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Oh, it's kind of far away. We're going to see how this does or doesn't play out. It's just the market's already moved so much. I don't know how much meat is left on the bone of premium selling. But we'll see. Maybe an order gets filled. Maybe it doesn't. We'll see. But for this, 53. So what is it? 70, 71. This is roughly where I would actually like to get my break even. 71. Because that's back to the accounts. 15. Yeah, 71-ish is where I'm up about $50 on the day, which actually maybe I should focus on the smallest account here. So maybe it's closer to like 74. I would love for the break even to be there, just because on that event, I would then be able to at least ensure myself a $50 gain, which is one of those weird little Apex rules. This one seems to be taking a quick dive to me again. Ah, brother. Oh, brother. Can your boy catch a break? Do I want to add another one in here on this dip? What's the 100 tick looking like? It was a nice little reversal there. What's book map looking like? We did take out all those.
Order filled. Order submitted.
All right, so Claire, fuck, this is already not doing what I need it to do. To clarify what I am doing, so the one, I'm treating them as two independent trades. So don't focus on this average value. Of course, average is nice to know. But I got in here at 1022. That stops at break even. That is a freebie trade, as in it's worst case scenario, I'm out for break even. Similar to before, I'm focusing on this new trade where I'm long at 71. The 71 trade, I actually like being in multiple contracts because that will allow me to scale out one at like 95, 97, something like that. Right there.
Order submitted.
So this trade that I just got into, that's the one that I want to unload at 97 and then run with the other one as a runner trade. And if it goes, it goes. If not, stop is break even. So the goal on this one, the long entry at 71 is to dump it at 97, basically front running 800 right there, that 800 play. That is the thought process. That is the mindset. So treating them as two independent plays. So I sometimes the charting, like it kind of messes it up and it makes it look a little bit more complicated. If I wanted to, I could treat this as an average play and I can move the stop on both of these to 62 and take on no risk. But once again, for right now, and I'm not saying that's a bad way, I'm just saying for this specific instance, I am doing it a little bit differently. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm realizing that I'm actually doing it incorrectly. But anyway, fuck. So it's going to be a break even and a loss if this dips anymore. A break even and a loss. Am I thinking about this incorrectly? Hang on one quick second. I just want to see the flow.
Order filled.
Fuck. All right, so the break even trade got knocked out for break even. But I still have the other play.
Order filled. Order submitted.
Mag 7. Puked. 950. Am I just not thinking about this clearly today? Like I'm trying to really delineate between like, am I identifying the trend, trading with the trend, or am I like subconsciously, potentially consciously, like really just trying to chase what I did yesterday? And in real time, that's such a hard thing to delineate because of course, if it works, you feel like, no, I did everything perfectly. I did what I was supposed to do. And then if it doesn't work, you're like, oh, maybe I was being a dipshit. Which when it goes against you, you just always feel like a dipshit. And then when it goes with you, you're like, no, I did everything right. Oh, really, really easy to feel smart about all this when you are on the right side of it. And really easy to feel dumb when you're on the wrong side. But regardless, variance is variance. Variance is variance. Trying to make it all back on one trade, no PDT. Nope. I'm not even close to try to making it back on one trade. I'm almost intentionally not. Like my plan is over a succession of maybe like 4 to 8 trading days to try to make it back. I'm not anywhere close to trading the size that you would need to make my loss back on one trade. I'm trying to, as I said at the start of the show and various times since the market opened, just trying to make good decisions, just trying to like really manage the risk, which is why I've had so many break-even trades today. Oddly enough, if I was a little bit more degenerate with this whole thing, I probably would have actually been better off because I would have like allowed for more risk and I would have just allowed for more like crazy shit to happen. And through all that whipsaw, it actually would have pushed in my favor. So this is kind of one of those, like, in my opinion, really tough psychology times where, like, had I done the wrong things and just like kind of held through it, I would have been up. I think you were, because at one point you were up 800 per account. But once again, that my focus isn't just how much am I up. It's good decision making. And I find too many retail traders make that mistake that you are literally making right now, of just saying, no, you were up, so like clearly that was the right move to make and you should have taken that. When in reality, that was just like one blip on the radar. You don't know what's happening after that. It could go against you, it could go sideways, or it could go for you. So it just always comes down to risk management. Time and time again, that's what the trading overlords of the universe will be teaching you. That's the painful lesson we all have to learn, is just, it's risk management. And speaking of risk management, I'm actually wondering if I want to bail on a position a little bit early here. I'm not necessarily loving this struggle right here. I like it if we get back above 622.17, this green bar. But right here, if there's a bit more weakness, it seems not so crazy that we go to 621.50. But let's see. Let's give it a little bit. Are we just coming down? How is this going? Fuck. Ah, that's so... I think one of the hardest things in trading is to really delineate between, did you make a good decision that just because of the market went wrong, or did you actually legitimately make a bad decision? Right now, obviously, I'm watching these sweep lows as my major risk points where I'm just going to bail if it goes. But you just don't know. Like, we could magically bounce there and recover and I'll seem smart, or we could crack through it and then you seem dumb. So, and that kind of in trading is a nutshell, is like, you just have to know what your risk is. Like, are we just going back to where is VWAP? VWAP is way below. VWAP. The point of control is 650 and VWAP is 674 or something like that. So basically, not even fucking close. Not even close. It's all still pretty bullish. It's all still pretty bullish.
Order filled. Order submitted.
All right, I took a long at 53. What are the flows showing? Right here. Mag 7 got hit, popped, flat. Price is popping up a little. The S&P 500, little sell-off this morning. Huge pop up until 10:26. We just dipped right here till 10:37, showing a potential recovery, or this could be a blip on the radar that gets hit. Obviously, you just don't know. But right here, I'm watching the 1 minute. This is what I'm finding interesting, and this is actually why I just took a long position, is sell, sell, sell right to the 1 minute 50 EMA. So minimal risk, higher reward. Maybe it works and we do fully recover, but if I'm wrong, it's a baby cut relative to that potential reward. My life would have been easier if the way we quickly sold off, if we just quickly kept bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, my life would in fact be far, far fucking easier, because this is still technically the right side of the trade to be bullish, but we're getting to that point where, you have to question, is it actually switching? And that's, as I'm speaking out loud, what I'm trying to be mindful of here is, like, if the trend, I would argue, like literally by just looking at the EMAs, like all this stuff, I would say, okay, cool. It is still bullish. It is still clearly bullish. It's just that question of how far dip. Like, because if you dip, you could, of course, keep dipping. There's no rule that, like, just stops the dipping, stops it,
Order canceled.
stops it. All right, moving my orders up a little bit, taking a bit of risk off the table, just as I'm speaking about risk with you. I don't want to risk as much. Don't want to risk as much. Personally, I'll feel far better about life if the Qs can take out 622.15, the most recent 5-minute high, and I'll feel a lot better about life if the SPY can take out 690.22, once again, the most recent 5-minute high. I'm hoping this is just a pullback. Obviously, we have all of this support. When you come to support, it's a 50-50 bet. Maybe it bounces, maybe it breaks. Obviously, I'm hopeful for a bounce, just kind of looking at the Mag 7. SPY's looking a little weak. I am definitely not the biggest fan of that by any means. And I wonder, am I about to get fucking doused? What time is it? It's 10:40. It's 10:40, folks. 10:40. Bullish, but we're getting this pullback for the past 15 minutes. Bullish, but definitely a pullback for the past 15 minutes, but we're coming into that level. So I'm basically flipping a very expensive quarter. I'm saying, hey, we're going to bounce out of this and get another leg higher, and this is just a mean reversion trade into the EMA cloud. Maybe it's right. Maybe it's wrong. Your guess is as good as mine. Let's update these alerts a little bit. I see ES is getting kind of hit after that pump. All right, just some important alerts on the 4-hour that obviously I'm interested in paying attention to. Oh, we're going to see how this plays out today. Fuck. Definitely not the best of vibes right now. I'm just hoping this is a reasonable pullback and we bounce out of it. And I'll feel very confident if we take out this most recent 5-minute high. But I'm liking what's going on with Palantir. Apparently, Apple's getting its ass. Apple's picking up a little bit. NVIDIA is getting slightly hit. Microsoft, a pop. Recent 5 minutes are red, but a little bit of a pop. So we're going to see the SPY very strong from 9:43 to 10:26 with options flow. From 10:26 until now, showing some weakness, hasn't really like caught its footing quite yet. The Mag 7 actually just took a clear hit. Where are we with this? We did get the upside gap fill. We do have higher highs and higher lows as of now. Obviously, on the daily chart, that's a bullish structure, but just because you see a bullish structure or bear structure on the daily chart doesn't mean craziness can't happen within the day. And I am just trying to make good decisions. What the fuck is happening today? On NQ, I'm kind of watching that 750, 760 region. We're currently at 740, so we're not that far away. But just in terms of EMAs, there's seemingly some things lining up at that level that I care about.
Order canceled.
Taking off that order profit that I put up, the profit target order that I had up a while ago, we're too far away that I just don't really care about it. And if anything, it's just fucking up my chart at the moment. 100 tick just took a hit. Where's my 1 minute? The 1 minute, I'm not liking it. It's on the edge of a potential trend reversal. It's not making me feel so good. What I'm looking at is right here, this. See how we came all the way down to it. We tried a bump. Nope, got knocked. Yeah, it could just be a fake out sweep low somewhere between 700 and 720. That's possible, but the vibes are not high on it by any means. The high from yesterday is 708. The vibes are 708. Watch something like this trend line. Oops, I did not want to do that. But I guess this is your first like real warning shot from the bear camp, because pretty much all day bullish, we popped, big bounce, we pulled in the cloud, bounce, pulled into the cloud, bounce, pulled into the cloud, tested, tried to bounce, failed bounce. It could be a fake out. The next bar could be a big green bar, it could be a big red bar. I have no idea, but I am letting you know this is the first time, and obviously we are very dialed in here. This is like the 1 minute chart, so please take that with a grain of salt, because we're pretty much on the smallest time frame that people use. But I just want to let you know this is kind of the first warning shot that we're seeing, kind of starting at 10:40 here, somewhere heading into the new hour that we're seeing. A bit of a hit. A bit of a hit. Trump is talking. Well, I don't know if he's talking about the markets, but if he is, the markets are not the biggest fan at the moment. They are not the biggest fan at the moment. And actually, this is where we've now reverted all the way back to my first entry. My first entry. Mag 7, it took a hit, popped, kind of bleeding off there. S&P 500 is still in this downtrend. The 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hour still all bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hour is still all clearly bullish. So like I said, I'm waiting for a reversal above a recent 5 minute high or 10 minute high. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. I'm still in the bullish mindset. I'm not going to little 15 minutes there freak me out. And I'll go long on this little trend line breakout. If you connect on, once again, on the 1 minute chart, the 1031 high to the 1038 high, just kind of seeing these all day. We were pretty much higher highs and higher lows in one way or another. So I'm looking at this lower highs and the lower lows. So we have a little bit of a bullish channel. And it's called a bullish channel because they commonly break to the upside. The tough part about trading them is more so of when is it going to break? You don't know how long they're going to build out for, but you kind of had these like parallel lines, I suppose. Control, copy, paste right here. Kind of like roughly, I don't know, something like this structure right there. Looking for it to ideally not only push above this trend line, but also get above the moving average cloud. Just watching that. Putting that together. Obviously, I don't want any of these to go red. I would love for this sell-off. What is it? It's someone started, there's a little bit of call selling that started at 10:30, but it's more so of 0 DTE put buying. What are they targeting? That's some negative gamma there. Not really. They are actually targeting 6,900. That was a bunch of positive gamma, and now it's gone slightly negative. So it seems as if in the net situation, they bought puts for 6,900. Interesting. There is negative gamma from 6,930 pretty much to 6,900. A little bit of a positive gamma there. Negative gamma node up to 6,960 that I probably think is worthwhile to pay attention to. All right. Can we get a reversal? Yes, no, maybe so. I would love to see a pump right here. Looking for this ideally turnaround, little fake out sweep low, push to the upside. So like I said, above 50 or 60 that I called out before on NQs where it gets a little bit interesting in my book. And then on SPX, I basically want it above the 27, 28, 29 area. So if it sits above 30, that's very good. I would say pushing 28 is pretty solid, but it's currently at 24. So we're not that far away, but it definitely has some work to do. Oh, brother. Patience. Let me remind you, today's the final day with Apex, 90% off. Use that code Goonie. This is your final trading session. Remember, you can pass these evals in one day, which is good because this is also, I believe, the final day of the PA, or maybe the PA is going to get extended to this week. But regardless, if you're trying to pass today for very cheap, it's below $20. It's literally I think $19. Use that code Goonie. Final day on Apex. And obviously, throughout the stream, you've been seeing me use Bookmap, and that's how I know there's a lot of buyers at 700 right there. If that's something that interests you, you can get the best deal on Bookmap. The link is pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Oh, here's the Apex sale. 90% end soon. Trade up to 20 accounts. Keep 100% of the first 25K per account. Evaluations are 90% off the 50K account. Only costs $19.60. Lifetime PA fees are discounted. 1 day to pass. No consistency rule. Ends tonight, 11:59 p.m. ET. So obviously that code Goonie will get you the deal. Here's a look at flow. We are flattening out. We're not going up. We're not going down. It started flattening out. So a sell-off from 1026 to 1045, now going flat. The Mag 7 is looking kind of janky. And we are not getting the recovery on the 5-minute that I so very much coveted. In fact, we might just be setting up for I'm setting up some alerts for myself, because obviously after yesterday I can't keep fucking bleeding. I still have a long position here, so I need to be reasonable about throwing in the towel when the trend's just not on my side. So I'm trying to be realistic. I'm trying to give it room to breathe. I understand that this is not a real breakdown. This is not, as of now, a true trend reversal. I'm trying to give it hope of maybe a little sweep low. We take out the low at 955, 1010, sweep low, knock those people out, and then keep going anyway. So I'm trying to be mindful that that could be like a very real pathway forward for the day. But on the flip side, maybe it is at the start of a trend reversal. And if it is the start, well, obviously the earlier I could get out, the more money I can save myself. So I'm trying to balance out those two without being too much of a dipshit. But we are going to see. And I swear, every time I look over at this chart, it just like, it seems like it's, when I look at it out of my peripherals, it's like, oh, okay, the market's like trying to get back up. And then when I actually look at it, that's like, boom, red bar. Fuck me. Yeah, this is not trending the way I would love it to. Like, we got right in the cloud. I would love a bounce right out of the cloud. So we got right into the exponential moving averages, some mixture of all of them. I just don't want this to get that much more painful. Like, fuck, dude. Oddly enough, if I had done all the fucking reverse trades, SPX is back at the high from yesterday. And that 1 minute. See how the 1 minute is still staying red and we haven't really broken this? I don't know what this blue line's about, so ignore that for now. What is this? Oh, it's the high from yesterday. This blue line's the high from yesterday. So maybe we find a bit of support here. We're at that key level of 700. Oh, today is not going the way I needed it to. It is not. It is not. It is fucking not. Jesus Christ. Can this possibly? I mean, when I look at this view, no one would be surprised if we bounce out of here. Of course, it could also break down. I'm watching that 50 M&A and whatnot, and like whatever sellers could step in. Mag 7's getting hit. SPY. So why are we dipping right now? Someone just bought a chunk of 0 DTE puts. Maybe targeting that 6,900 level. Fuck me, dude. We just can't have a nice trending day, can we? We cannot have a nice trending day, can we? We try to show a little bit, like right here, red bar, red bar, red bar. Try to show potentially a higher low, smashed. Of course, it could bounce off of yesterday's high. SPY, QQQ, ES, NQ, SPX, NDX. They're all at yesterday's high, which is just a level people react to. Maybe people buy there. Maybe the put buyers take their profits there. Maybe they just thought this was an overextension. You don't know, because the other side of it is maybe we vomit all the way to yesterday's closing value. That's also totally possible. This idea of predicting where we're about to go, it honestly is just like a massive losing game. It's a massive, massive losing game. Inevitably, this is all just a game of reaction. It's just react to the minimal risk, high reward setups time and time again, or maybe not even that. Maybe yours are just super high accuracy, low scalp trades that you just do time and time again, reacting to that. It's just a game of sticking to your system with a positive expected value trading. But right now, I am not seeing that dip out that I wanted whatsoever. Whatsoever. We're still green, still bullish, 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 but the 5-minute is getting close. And in fact, we're getting to it. Fuck me, man. Fuck me. 5-minute, that's around the low 70s. It looks like it's like 72 or something like that. VWAP is right here. This white bar. Am I blocking this by accident? Over here. So this white horizontal bar is VWAP. This yellow horizontal bar is the point of control. That's where just most volume's been traded today. So they're both pretty close. Yeah. Maybe it bounces here. Maybe it does. Or on the flip side, duplicate in a new tab, 500 ticks. On the flip side, maybe it does not. We've seen VWAP bounces before. We've also seen VWAP breakdowns. The idea of assuming it has to do one thing or the other is where you can get into dire, dire trouble. VWAP is reading at 76.84, so we'll call it 77. Jesus Christ. Let's zoom in a little bit, see if we can see any interesting. There were buyers here initially at 650. We kind of popped from off of VWAP, that 78 level, up about 12 points, something like that. A retest to 700 is definitely reasonable. Like, the market seems to love testing these levels, such as VWAP, such as the point of control, such as the 100-point rungs. The question is like, are they fake outs, or are we actually going to accept them and hold? Oh, and that's what I have to ask myself here. Is if it bounces, do I want to add another long on, which would dramatically improve my position? It would dramatically improve it. Is anyone adding along here off of the highs we saw earlier, the pre-market high? This is also VWAP. Is anyone adding here, or is that crazy? Is anyone playing the VWAP bounce, I suppose, is my question. Time is money, honey, and this is going to save us a shitload. If you say so. I did add one long at 88. I did. So we have some people in here buying this dip. Interesting. I don't know if I'm being stupid, but I also kind of want to. but I haven't yet. Obviously, you'll hear it if I do. You'll hear go short. I can't go short because that's against all these trends. Bullish, 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 bullish. It's literally anti-trend. And maybe the trend will break down enough that it actually goes bearish, but I'm not going to just arbitrarily trade against the trend. Look at 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour bullish. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour bullish. I will give you the fact that the 5's getting close, but also if it bounces from there, that just means that it might be like a phenomenal dip buy because you have minimal risk. Like if we bounce out of here, you could risk whatever the dip is and maybe ride this all the way back up 100+ points. So I'm not going to go short now when we're still bullish and we're not exceeding. Like if you want to do that mean reversion trade, you would want to be like way above the cloud. You don't want to be at the point where you have that 50-50 shot. I guess you technically always have the 50-50 shot. It's more of, do you have the 50-50 shot, but your risk is in control. So your risk would have been way better to do that short at one of these peaks, not down here. It's really easy to, I suppose, chase a trend after it's already been trending, but you kind of want to be in as early as you feasibly can. 700. Honestly, I might just set up, if we can recapture 700, 25,700, that's might be what I target. But I haven't done anything yet. Maybe I'm a little gun shy. Maybe I already should have, but I'm just not really getting, I'm not seeing any signals fire from Icarus or anything like that. Actually, not even from any of my systems to go long. I did have a couple fire short not too long ago, but we'll see. I bought and I'm risking the low. I'm scared. It's close. It might be one of those little flush moves that knocks you out and then it goes, but you have to keep your risk reasonable because it might not be a flush. If it dips, it might be a real sell-off, but I don't know. Let's see. Above 85 becomes interesting on NQ. But look at this. What goes up, I guess, must come down. I'm just trading like so poorly. I guess, I don't know if I'm trying to force things that aren't there or if it's just bad luck. Like I guess I would really have to look at the timing of my trades versus the signal firing of Icarus and try to find out if I was doing good decisions or not. So I'm going to need, I guess, the market to close so I can have a moment of calmness to like really like reflect on, was this just bad variance or was it actual bad decision making? Oh, you never know. You never know until you know. You never know until you know. But this is pushing 70 pretty decently, but it's right below VWAP. What a fucking racket this is. At any point, can we get a reversal in here? Oh, why did that? That should not have fired. I don't know why that SPY alert just fired. Something was weird with TradingView. Tough call. Pricing has been trending down for the last 30, but it's at VWAP. Flip the coin. Cheers to 58 months. Shout out. I also wouldn't be basing the overall trend on just 30 minutes of worth of information. That's why I think it's helpful to check multiple time frames with multiple EMAs and see what the general picture is telling you, not just one thing. Like the trend of the market is not defined by one specific period. At least in my opinion, you want to use multiple time periods and multiple EMAs and see in aggregate what they're telling you. But to your secondary point of like, we're just literally at VWAP. Yeah, it might be a VWAP bounce. It might be a VWAP breakdown. As you said, it's flipping a coin. If you took the short back down to VWAP, that's a sick play. That's actually a really sick play. Oh, fuck, dude. What is happening here? It's still just slowly but surely bleeding. This one just keeps firing off for some reason. I don't know. Did that fix it? I'm looking for some sort of either 3-minute, like some sort of reversal, because starting at 10:30, the past 30 minutes, the market's just getting its fucking teeth kicked in. And maybe it's not. Maybe this is a legit trend reversal. I'm hesitant to call it that because the 5 minutes only testing, the 10, the 30, and the 4 hour are bullish. The 5 minutes testing, the 10, the 30, and the 4 hour are still bullish. So I'm hesitant to say this has actually gone from bullish to bearish just because based on the data we have, it hasn't. If you're very zoomed into the short time frame, yeah, that's obviously a move to the south side. But if anything, it just undid what we saw from 9:45 till now. So like, we really haven't moved much in the smallest of time frames. So I would love a recovery of VWAP, which is 677. Somewhere between 85 and 700 would be an interesting long position to me if we get that bounce. But I want to see if we bounce, I guess, 89. We're going back up to VWAP right now. We're just battling it out at VWAP. A lot of buyers at 650, a lot of buyers at 650, which happens to also be the point of control, which is different than VWAP. VWAP is currently at like 70, 76, 77. I'm not seeing too much above. I'm not seeing like that there's like an overhang of a lot of sellers. I see buyers right here at 650, which maybe it's targeting them. Which maybe it's targeting them. Right there. We just dipped to it. We just took those players out at 650. All right. And now more buyers came in at 45. All right, okay, now the 10 minutes testing. This is kind of getting into that danger territory of what the fuck is happening. Right there, 10 minutes, 10 minute. Let's see what the fuck. Trump is live. People have been yelling that Trump is live for like an hour now, folks. I get it. He's live. I'm a little bit more interested in is price reversing. I can't control what he's going to say or not say, but I can pay attention to how the markets react and see if we're actually breaking down here or reversing. Dude, what a pump. Sideways chop, reversal. Crazy. All right, we have a minute 44 until this bar closes. I am laser focused on this 10 minute. Does ES reverse about above 6959 or do we crack below and hold below 950? NQ 25,687. Do we get above that or do we crack below and hold below? Downside gap fill. There is no downside gap fill. I don't know what you're looking at, but there is on SPX in close proximity. There's no downside gap fill. So you might want to review whatever chart you're looking at. Wow, what a fucking walk down. Are we bouncing out of this? 87's interesting. 75. Like right here. Like, are we bouncing right out? This is what I'm watching. Or is this going to be like a little failed thing and we actually switch legitimately bearish and then the 30 minute wants to test 944 on ES and 615 on NQ? That's what I'm trying to pay attention to. Regardless of how that plays out, you have a nice trade opportunity either way. The thing we're trying to do here is discern which one is more likely, which one is less likely. All right, this bar is about to close. This 5-minute bar is about to close in 10 seconds. Microsoft's catching a little bit of a bid. What about NVIDIA? NVIDIA got walked down from 10:30 to 11. Just a perfect half hour of NVIDIA getting sold. Do I have the balls to try to play this reversal? Obviously, the risk would just be the recent low. Like, very clearly, your risk is well defined on that trade. Do I have the balls to play this reversal? Are you guys playing this? How are you guys feeling about it? Here's a look at everything. Here's a look at flow. We're right at this 5-minute, the 10-minute touch, the 30-minute still bullish. 5-minute broke below, trying to bounce back up. 10-minute touch, 30 minutes still bullish. Mag 7 getting destroyed, most likely by NVIDIA right there. And we're seeing it also on the intraday chart. But it's showing a little bit of relief, I suppose. We're right at VWAP. Here's the Mag 7. Here's the S&P 500. Maybe it bottomed out. Do I have the balls to do this? Do I have the balls? I would have probably already taken this play had I done no trades, had I not been down on the day. If I was just hitting today with a clean slate, I'd probably be taking this trade. I probably would. But alas, I have to consider the fact that I am not break even on the day, and I am in fact down on the day, greatly down on the day. What are we doing? It's right at we popped all the way back up to VWAP, and now the market's trying to decide, does it want to be above or below? Right here, you can see it best on Bookmap. A lot of people trying to sell at 695, but see how we dip, boom, bounce right back up to VWAP. There is an overhang of 500 contracts at 695. Oh, fuck me.
Order filled.
All right. We made our decision. I'm watching these guys at 695 to see if they get taken out or not. We're watching the 695s. We're watching the old 695s. Are we gonna... That's a lot, dude. 513. That is for NQ contracts, that is a big boy size. A legit big boy size. Holy fuck. 514 contracts. Went up by 1. NVIDIA got a little bit of a pop and then right away sold again. I'm looking to see if the ES can actually hold green, hold bullish on this. I would love for ES to get above 6958.75. It's this last 10-minute high. NQ, I would love it above 87.75. Even the 5-minute is right at this. So we're kind of at the decision point of which way it wants to go. It was battling above VWAP. It just took a hit below. Let's see how this actually plays out. Here's a look at the Mag 7. It took that big NVIDIA hit at 1104, but now flat. S&P 500 took that big hit and then a little secondary one, and now kind of calming down a little bit as we're getting closer to the lunchtime action. Fuck. Above VWAP, seemingly got smacked. It went up, VWAP 76, it went up to 80, 85, back down to 70. So it's not, it's only six. Now it's literally back at, we're just literally, not only are we waiting at VWAP, we're waiting right at the 5-minute 50 EMA, the 5-minute 50 EMA. We're just in between. So basically, whichever way this breaks, up or down, is probably a very valid play where you can, if you get in early enough, minimal risk, high reward. It's just the tough call right now is which way is it going to fucking break. So that's my big official analysis. It seems as if a nice trend's about to happen. We just don't know which direction it's going to be. We're just at that pivotal level of breaking one way or the other. Wait for the break, play it, minimize your risk. Goes a bit of movement in your favor, move your stop to break even. I'm favoring the bullish side just because we were already coming from the bullish side, and generally trends persist, but of course trends can switch. Obviously, I'm very closely watching the options flow on the SPY, on the Mag 7. I'm obviously, whoa, this picked up even more. So there was the 500 selling at 95. Now there's 300 selling at 92. That's a lot. 800 fucking contracts. That's crazy. So if you have Bookmap, and remember that is pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video, pay close attention to this zone because that is serious size. That is serious size. So please pay attention to that. Pay attention to flow. Pay attention to how the option structure throughout the day has been changing. We went through all that negative gamma. We're back at positive gamma at 6,900. We're trading at 6,915. I'm waiting for potentially the 1 minute to reverse, potentially this bull channel to break out, but we're at that VWAP battle. We're testing at the top of the high of the pre-market trading. Like we're just at the pivotal level. If I had a crystal ball that told me definitively which way this would break, I would let you know. We just got a little hit right there, but it seems as if patience is going to be the main play. Patience is going to be the main play. All right, folks, that's what I have for you for right now. Obviously, I'll keep you guys updated on how this all plays out for me. I am still leaning in the bullish direction just because things in my eyes haven't fully cracked quite yet. But if they do crack, I'm more than happy to flip bearish. But right now, I'm just playing with the data I have in front of me, and I'm looking for a low risk long off of these key levels. So I'm hoping we can start to pick up a little bit, but who knows what the market has in store. I'll post an update video later on today, and then we'll be streaming once again tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow, ADP non-farm employment, amongst some other macroeconomic, some non-manufacturing PMI and prices coming out tomorrow. So tomorrow we do have some reports to pay attention to early on. And then obviously for the remainder of the day, watch the options flow, watch the price structure, watch those EMAs, and really just keep your risk as minimal as you possibly can. That's what I have for you now. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.